Lynell and I we'd really appreciate you taking the time to come to our mother's memorial. She was a special lady to us, and you were all special to her. Mother was a lady known to many names. Mother, Mama, Nana, Nana Bear, Sis, Ms. Deason, or as you knew her, Ms. Lewis. And although she was known by a lot of names, she had one disposition, and that was happy. I can tell you that neither Lynell or I ever heard her in her 86 plus years ever say one derogatory comment about anybody. If anything got halfway bad, she'd say, well, that'll be all right. Mother was born May the 28th, 1924 in Jonesboro, Arkansas. She was the second child of Milford and Kathy May. And I forgot one little thing there. In her many names, she would be quick to tell you it was Kathy with the I-E, not the Y. But she had 3 brothers. An older brother, Bud, who's 94 years old now, still lives in Waco, Texas. A second brother, Boyce, who passed away a couple of months ago in Texas, and her baby brother, Tom, also of Waco, Texas. When Mother was 6 years old, they moved from Jonesboro to a little place near Houston where Grampy, her father, had a dairy farm. And they lived there through her high school years, where she was valedictorian of her high school class. And in one of the little books, she said, well, if she'd have studied just a little bit harder, she'd have made that 0.2 of a percentage point to be the valedictorian of the class. After graduating from high school, she worked in a school office there, just in the administrative office, where she met our father, Emery Deason, who was a coach at a high school, another small high school, not far from where they lived. And they were married in October of 1943. And shortly after Lynell was born, in November of 44, they moved up into East Texas to a small community where Daddy was a football coach there. And then in 1950, they moved to another small community. And I say a small community because we didn't even have a caution light. Near a little place called Kilgore in East Texas. That was the nearest town that had a caution light and a stoplight. But Daddy took a job as a coach, a teacher. Also drove a school bus, and in the summer he took care of the football field. So he was very active in the. We didn't have but about 165 kids in the whole school, but we had 7 oil wells on the school ground, so we always had pretty good equipment and books. But Mother began as an administrative assistant for a high school principal at New London, which was another small school not far from there. And she worked in that capacity as the administrative assistant to the principal for about 15 years. And after my father retired in 1970, they moved back to Bryan, Texas, which was my father's hometown, where where Daddy wanted to take care of his older sister. And about 3 years later, when she passed away, they moved back to what Lynell and I called home there at Leverett's Chapel, the community. And Mother began to be the administrative assistant for the superintendent of the high school there. And she did that for about another 10 years. But in that 10 years, my father passed away, or our father passed away in 1978, September of 1978. And then in December of 79, my mother made another great choice. She married Weldon Lewis, hence Ms. Lewis. And she couldn't have done a better job. If we could have chosen another a stepfather, it would be, he would have been the one that we would have chosen, because they had 20 plus years of really a nice life, of which most of that time was spent as a full-time RVers, where they lived 6 months in Mountain View, Arkansas, and 6 months in McAllen, Texas, and parts in between. But that was up until 1999 when Lynell and I told them both that they had the choice of giving us the keys to the camper, or we were taking them, because we'd see them driving down the road, and that's a little bit too dangerous. So they made the decision to move to Bradenton, and it was absolutely the best thing that could have happened for both of them, because they had some wonderful years here. And Weldon died in 2004, and Mother made another great decision, and that was to move into the shores. And the people here, the care that she got here could not have been easier, especially on me, because I was away. Lynell might as well have lived here, because she was here every day. And that, I thank you for really taking care of our mama. But it really, with the care and everything that she got here, we couldn't have been happier. And we just want to thank you, the people here at the Shores and the Towers, and our friends in Bradenton, for making her life merry and being our friends. And we thank you very much.